Anneliese Michel was born in 1952 in Leibelfing, Germany. She was a devout Catholic girl. Anneliese grew up in a strict religious household. Her family attended church regularly. By all accounts, Anneliese was a normal, happy child. However, this peaceful existence would soon be shattered. At 16, Anneliese's life took a dark turn. She began experiencing strange episodes. Violent convulsions racked her body. She would speak in tongues and slip into trances. Doctors diagnosed her with epilepsy and treated her accordingly. However, the medications brought no relief. Anneliese's condition worsened. She became withdrawn and fearful, convinced something sinister was happening to her. As Anneliese's symptoms escalated, her family grew increasingly worried. The medical explanation seemed insufficient. Anneliese claimed to see demonic faces and hear voices urging her towards sin. She developed an aversion to religious artifacts. She refused to eat, believing the demons were commanding her to starve. Desperate for a solution, her family turned to the church. They were convinced that Anneliese's affliction was not medical, but spiritual. The Catholic Church initially hesitated to get involved. Exorcism was a serious and controversial ritual reserved for only the most extreme cases of demonic possession. However, Anneliese's deteriorating condition and the family's unwavering faith persuaded the local bishop. He authorized an exorcism, believing Anneliese to be genuinely possessed by malevolent entities. Two priests were assigned to the case, Father Arnold Renz and Father Ernst Alt. Both were experienced in dealing with spiritual matters and believed in the reality of demonic forces. Into the Abyss, the exorcism of Anneliese Michel. The exorcism sessions were intense and terrifying. Anneliese would scream, growl, and contort her body in unnatural ways. She spoke in different voices, claiming to be possessed by multiple demons, including Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, and Cain. The priests would chant prayers and sprinkle holy water, attempting to expel the entities from Anneliese's body. The sessions, recorded on audio tapes, became increasingly disturbing as Anneliese's suffering intensified. A life-extinguished tragedy in the dead of night. The exorcisms continued for months. Anneliese's physical health deteriorated significantly. She became emaciated, weighing a mere 68 pounds. Despite her weakened state, she continued to follow the priest's instructions, believing that her suffering was atonement for others' sins. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel died in her home. The official cause of death was cardiac arrest, attributed to severe dehydration and malnutrition. She was just 23 years old. Justice or heresy? This question loomed large over the trial that captivated the nation, the trial and its aftermath. The courthouse was a battleground of ideologies, with people from all walks of life gathering to witness the proceedings. Anneliese's death sparked public outrage, leading to protests and vigils. Her story resonated deeply with many, becoming a symbol of the clash between faith and science. The incident ignited a heated debate about the line between religious practice and criminal negligence. Headlines screamed questions about the role of faith in modern society. The priests and Anneliese's parents were charged with negligent homicide. The courtroom was filled with tension as both sides prepared to present their case. The trial was a media sensation, drawing journalists from around the world. Cameras flashed and reporters jostled for the latest scoop. Experts from various fields debated the validity of demonic possession. Was it a genuine spiritual crisis or a severe medical condition? The methods used during the exorcism were scrutinized. Historical exorcism photos and footage were analyzed, raising questions about their effectiveness and ethical implications. The prosecution argued that Anneliese's death was preventable. They claimed that the priests and parents had failed her by denying her proper medical care. Medical experts testified, presenting evidence that Anneliese's condition could have been treated with modern medicine. Their testimonies painted a grim picture of neglect. The defense maintained that Anneliese's condition was beyond medical explanation. They argued that the exorcism was a last resort, performed with the family's consent and in accordance with their beliefs. The family stood by their decision, believing that they had done everything in their power to save Annalisa. The trial's outcome would not only determine the fate of the accused, but also set a precedent for future cases involving faith and medicine. Echoes of a Possession. The Legacy of Annalisa Michel. Annalisa Michel's story is one that has reverberated through the decades, a haunting tale of faith, suffering, and the human condition. Born in 1952 in Germany, Annalisa was a devout Catholic who began experiencing disturbing symptoms in her teenage years. Her condition, initially diagnosed as epilepsy, soon took a darker turn, leading her family to believe she was possessed by demonic forces. In 1978, the trial concluded. The case had captured the world's attention, drawing a line between faith and science, belief and evidence. The courtroom was a battleground of ideologies, with the defense arguing that Annalisa's symptoms were beyond medical explanation. The priests and Annalisa's parents were found guilty of manslaughter by omission. They had performed 67 exorcisms over 10 months, believing they were saving her soul. But ultimately, Annalisa died of malnutrition and dehydration. They received relatively lenient sentences, 6 months of probation and 3 years of suspended prison sentences. The court's decision reflected the complex nature of the case, balancing the defendant's intentions with the tragic outcome. While the court acknowledged the defendant's belief in possession, it ruled that they had a duty of care towards Annalisa and failed to provide her with necessary medical attention. This ruling underscored the importance of medical intervention over spiritual practices in life-threatening situations. The verdict sparked further controversy, igniting debates across the globe. The public was divided, with some seeing the trial as a condemnation of religious practices, while others viewed it as a necessary step towards prioritizing medical care. With some believing the punishment was too lenient, arguing that the defendants should have faced harsher consequences for their actions. They felt that the light sentences did not adequately address the severity of Annalisa's suffering and death, while others maintained that the defendants were victims of circumstance, caught in a tragic situation where their faith led them to make fatal decisions. They argued that the priests and parents acted out of genuine belief and love for Annalisa, caught between faith and a medical mystery. Annalisa Michel's legacy continues to be a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between belief and science, and the profound impact of our choices on the lives of those we love. The line between faith and fanaticism. The case of Annalisa Michel continues to fascinate and disturb, raising profound questions about faith, mental illness, and the limits of religious freedom. The tragic story serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of religious extremism and the importance of seeking professional help for mental and physical health issues. The case also underscores the complexities of diagnosing and treating mental illness, particularly in cases where religious beliefs intersect with medical science. A haunting reminder, the enduring mystery. Annalisa Michel's story serves as a chilling reminder of the enduring power of belief and the fine line between faith and fanaticism. Born in 1952 in Germany, Annalisa was a devout Catholic who began experiencing disturbing symptoms in her teenage years. Her condition, initially diagnosed as epilepsy, soon took a darker turn. Despite medical treatment, her symptoms worsened, leading her family to believe she was possessed by demonic forces. This belief was reinforced by the religious community, and soon, exorcism rituals became a part of her life. While her tragic death raises many unanswered questions, it compels us to confront the complexities of human experience and the enduring mysteries that continue to challenge our understanding of the world around us. Annalisa's case went to trial, where her parents and the priests who performed the exorcisms were charged with negligent homicide. The trial captivated the world, raising debates about the intersection of religion, mental health, and the law. Was Annalisa a victim of her own mind, or was she truly tormented by supernatural forces? The court's decision, while legally binding, left many feeling unsatisfied and questioning the true nature of her suffering. The case remains a subject of debate and discussion, a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk at the edges of faith and the importance of seeking understanding in the face of the unknown. Annalisa Michel's story continues to resonate, serving as a powerful example of how deeply held beliefs can shape our perceptions of reality. It urges us to look beyond the surface and consider the broader implications of faith, mental health, and the human condition. The enduring mystery of her life and death challenges us to seek answers, even when they seem just out of reach.